Our next honoree, Staff Sergeant Joseph Calabria, United States Army and United States Marine Corps, service in Vietnam. Joe was born in Youngstown, Ohio. At the age of 16, he enlisted in the Army in 1956. Joe received his basic training at Fort Chaffee, Arkansas, and then to Fort Bragg, North Carolina for jump school. They found out he was only 16 years old, and after pleading with the captain, they let him stay since he completed airborne training. After training, Joe was sent to the 11th Airborne Division in Germany. After he was discharged from the Army, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. After basic training, he was sent to the Panama Canal with a security detachment. In 1961, Joe was sent to Virginia as battalion instructor for training. Then he went to Camp Lejeune and was deployed on a Mediterranean cruise. In 1963, he went to Okinawa with the 11th Engineers. Joe then went to Vietnam in 1966. He received 3 Purple Hearts for wounds sustained on May 6th, May 8th, and May 16th, 1967. In May 1967, along with his Purple Heart, Joe was awarded the Silver Star for gallantry, and I will read that citation at this time. For conspicuous gallantry in action while serving as an engineer equipment foreman with Headquarters Company 11th Engineer Battalion, 3rd Marine Division, in connection with operations against the enemy in the Republic of Vietnam. While assigned to an engineer element engaged in clearing fields of fire around Marine positions, Sergeant Calabria also served as a member of a reaction platoon consisting of engineer equipment, operators, mechanics, and other miscellaneous engineer personnel. Early in the morning of May 8, 1967, an estimated force of 2 reinforced battalions of North Vietnamese Army regulars launched a night attack, directing their main thrust against the sector defended by Company D, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, and overrunning several positions and inflicting numerous casualties. Responding immediately, the reaction force quickly advanced 50 meters across an airstrip, took up positions within the trench lines, and aggressively countered the fanatical enemy assaults. Upon arrival at his assigned position, Sergeant Calabria discovered that a bunker within the perimeter had been overrun and occupied by the enemy. Displaying exceptional leadership and courage, he immediately established a base of fire and single-handedly assaulted the bunker with hand grenades. Although knocked to the ground twice by satchel charges thrown from the bunker, he continued his aggressive assault until he had killed 6 of the enemy and recaptured the USA position. Aware of the urgent need for ammunition, Sergeant Calabria, undaunted by the intense hostile fire and with complete disregard for his own safety, moved to a disabled tank, retrieved the ammunition, and distributed the ammunition to the Marines. After the enemy assault had been repulsed, he accompanied a detail assigned to clear enemy positions outside the perimeter. When the detail came under intense enemy small arms fire, he repeatedly exposed himself to the hostile fire as he moved to a position from which he killed the North Vietnamese with hand grenades. By his bold initiative, courageous action, and fearless devotion to duty at great personal risk, Sergeant Calabria upheld the highest tradition of the Marine Corps of the United States Naval Service. And this is coming from the President of the United States of America. Joe's military awards include the Silver Star, Good Conduct with 3 stars, Vietnam Service with 2 stars, Vietnam Campaign Medal, Combat Action Ribbon, Unit Citation, Army Good Conduct Award, National Defense with 1 star, and Parachute Badge. And after sustaining those multiple injuries, he was put on convalescent leave and placed on temporary retirement until permanently retired in 1973. Once retired, Joe worked as a police officer at Youngstown State University and for the state of Ohio. From there, he worked as a correction officer, retiring in 2007. Joe has been married to his wife Irene for 33 years. They have 2 children, Joshua and Brandy, deceased sons, Joseph and Michael, and 3 grandchildren, Joseph, Justin, and Vincent. Ladies and gentlemen, let's together honor Staff Sergeant Joseph Calabria, Army and Marine Corps, with service in Vietnam.